All right, everybody, welcome to Moonshine and Music. We got Matthew Marcelle back on the show. National Road Music Series this time, not in a barn, in a real theater.
Yes.
So it's kind of cool to have him on board. What are you thinking tonight? What's shaking? What's been going on?
That was a good experience in the barn that we had. That was a fun time.
Right.
I'm excited about this. This is pretty cool. I've been here. I saw when you guys had two Jasons. Frank Dean.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm trying to think who. And Tay Bronson. Which was the show. That was a great set. A great lineup. So yeah, that was fun. So I'm excited to play here. I brought the kick drum and the hi-hat just to provide a little bit of something a little bit extra.
I mean, you're a one-man band. I mean, it's genius.
I tried. That's where COVID got me.
It's one of those things I can't do is like play drums and play anything else.
Yeah,
that's not a thing.
Yeah,
but I got it.
Yeah, it takes.
It's cool to watch.
It takes time, practice, and patience, and I don't do it for every show because these bones hurt now. So
are you claiming age?
Claiming age a little bit, but
you like it's probably just too much bike riding.
That could be it too.
Is that the
or
thing?
Probably not enough because I'm not riding as much as I used to now. When I do something a little bit more physical, I feel it more.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing the bicycle like music tour, which was crazy.
I think it wasn't too crazy. I think I ended up doing maybe 6 out of the 10 I ended up riding to.
Yeah.
And then
weather or what?
Weather.
Yeah. And too far.
I didn't want to ride down to Bloomington, and that didn't just. I just phoned it in.
What have you been listening to lately? What's the songs that catch in your head?
Songs I've been listening to lately, man. I am really on a big hip hop kick right now.
Really?
Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, just went on tour, rapping MF Doom, former, rest in peace, the late MF Doom. He's rapping, he's in Europe, rapping all his lyrics and stuff, and it's so I've been finding myself through that, and then the algorithms got me now.
So they're feeding you all sorts of hip hop.
Yeah. So then Alchemist is an old beat maker that I've just come across. He's been around since maybe the dawn, 80s and 90s for sure. But he's coming out with some new stuff, so I've been listening to him. Kendrick Lamar always blows me away. So yeah, maybe not the answer you're expecting.
I mean, it could be whatever, man. Like I'm a multiple. Crazy, like whatever happens.
Right.
Some of my playlists are like very bad for others because they're like, oh look, we just came in here and we hit Zach Bryan and like it butted up against Digital Underground.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Well,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I find if you're always getting stuck on one thing.
I mean, like all the time and I'll throw like friends of mine's music in with the playlist too. So like somebody will be hearing it that doesn't know local music or independent music really at all.
Right.
They'll be over at the house. I'll have like a playlist going on Alexa. And it'll like jump into like a Catherine Nagy song or something, and they'll be like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Like I'm like. It's Catherine Nagy, man. She's awesome.
You don't know her? There's with so much music out there, it is easy. I've realized in my later years to miss big names and big musicians and people that should have been my influences. I have just not listened to.
Well, and smaller ones even. I mean, like it's really hard for guys like us, right? Because you got to fight. I mean, the thing is, when you start any other small business, you're battling with other small businesses for the most part. You're not like taking on Walmart, right? But every time that we put out songs, they're battling with Kendrick Lamar, or Taylor Swift, or whoever for attention, right?
Yeah.
So that's the tough thing.
Yeah.
So you put out a record, right?
Yes.
What's that record called? You got to do your shameless plugs, man.
Yeah, that record is called It was the first time I did it. I put it out over COVID, but I just did the CD version. Never did anything more, and really just old-fashioned burn CDs and just Sharpie marker on it. Not quite the album because my goal. It was my Jesus year at the time. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but when you're 33 years old, you should be able to do something, or your Reggie Miller year.
I mean, he was 31. But
Oh, that's right. So
Larry Bird was 33 though.
Well, Reggie Miller, no, your 31 years, yeah, your Reggie Miller year, so you gotta do something special there. 33, yeah, we should say.
Larry Bird is Jesus, isn't he?
Yeah, there we go.
I think so.
Sacrilegious, canceled show. But yes, so I was 33 and I wanted to get an album out then, so I pushed it and recorded what I could. And then, I don't know if that was around COVID or whatever. And I had all those audio files and never put them out digitally. So then I did release them digitally, and I just titled it Bicycle off of one of the songs on that album.
Right, which is my favorite one.
Oh, well, I'm playing that tonight now. You just decided what I'll play.
Yeah.
So yeah, based on that's a lot of people like that song. So that's why I titled it.
It's a great song.
Yeah,
it's good. I mean, the thing is, what and I just said this in another interview. The thing that I look for is like feeling something as soon as I put a track on.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel something, then I'll give it like more of a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that one's, it's kind of like, it's got a feeling and a vibe to it and the whole thing. So you jump into it, and that's what we're looking for, right?
I appreciate that. Thank you for the comment.
So, what did you listen to growing up though? Like, because you're on a hip hop kick right now.
Yes.
But like, were you like Merle Haggard fan? Were you like?
You know what? No. And I want to answer your question with a question, but let me answer the question first. So I grew up a lot. Honestly, Dave Matthews was big in Indiana. So
DMB. Matthews, why not, man?
And a lot of jam band stuff, Fish and everything, and also the hip hop. Growing up as a '90s kid, and you weren't listening to hip hop.
So you do know Digital Underground.
I didn't listen to Digital Underground at all, though.
But have you listened to them though?
No.
So you've heard the Humpty Dance, right?
Oh yes. Okay, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've heard that.
Yes.
Unless you were like asleep during the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. But that brings me to my question. I want to pose it to you, and I'll answer it first. Put myself on the cross. What is a big name or a big group that you haven't listened to? That might shock and awe people? And so mine is, we might have to cut this part out, John Prine.
Well, I mean, you haven't listened to John Prine? Is that what you're saying?
Never really listened to him. Obviously, Angel from Montgomery.
So
a couple songs here and there.
I'm going to blow your mind right now and tell you that I never heard of John Prine's song until 2018.
Okay, so we're in the same...
At all.
We're in the same fields.
Which is, and I started hearing it because people were playing like Angel from Montgomery in open stages or whatever. And a bunch of them were like, man, John Prine's like the best ever.
Yes.
And I'm like, is this like some kind of new artist? Like, which is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's hilarious once you like go look up who John Prine is.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I mean, he's been around for like 50 years.
He's your favorite songwriter. And
yeah, I'd never heard of him. Like, I hadn't even heard of him. Yeah. That was the other thing. Like, I don't know how I did that. Like, how I went through life.
And you're like me too, like into music, listening to good music. I can say I put some good music out there. I mean,
100%. That was definitely one. Like, the weird ones that you go through, but you kind of heard them, but you didn't really listen to them.
Yeah.
Like I never really listened to Tom Petty growing up because Tom Petty was on the radio all the time when I was growing up. Yeah. Like he'd always have a hit song. So I never like dug into his catalog at all, right? Like it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like they would play the life out of every one of his songs that got released. So it was like I was never like, oh man, I gotta go hear the rest of the record.
I don't think I've ever heard it. I think I did have a Tom Petty record.
So then when he passed away, like people like started playing covers of him, like at like tributed to him or whatever, at like in their shows and in their open stages and whatnot, right? Yeah. And I got really, really sick of like the 4 songs that they always play, especially the Mary Jane. Yeah. I still can't. Like it was so overdone the year that he died. It was like stop, like play any other like. So then I was like, he's had like 15 number 1 hits. Like pick one of the other ones, And then I was like, then I started like, okay, you know, I'm gonna actually like listen to some of his records,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Right.
and then pick out an obscure one and play that just to like be a jerk, right? You know,
Yeah.
so you know, that's kind of my other one. Like, well, I really know. I mean, it's not like I didn't know who he was or
Correct.
or
yes.
like I knew like several of his songs. Kind of, if somebody played them, I could probably sing along to them, right?
Right. Yeah. Tom Petty had that fame. John Prine didn't have that.
Right.
The Beatles had that fame, and I never really listened to the Beatles until I got married and came across. We happened to have the album. Is it the White Album? Maybe it is the White Album.
The one that's white? That is the White
No.
Album?
Well, the thing is, I think my dad might have got it from somebody else, put it in another.
On another jacket. Okay.
Yeah, it's got the apple on it.
Okay.
And
Let It Be, I think, has the apple on it.
It's the one when they recorded it. They came out with a documentary where they recorded.
Yeah, that's Let It Be.
Okay, so yeah.
That actually came out after they broke up.
Yeah, right. So that's the only Beatles I've ever really listened to, and that was again.
You didn't go back and listen to the other stuff?
No.
So, like, the thing is that when I was growing up, my parents were Elvis fans.
Okay.
Huge Elvis fans.
Yeah.
They didn't really dig the Beatles, but my brothers kind of liked the Beatles,
Yeah.
right? So, and they were older than me, so they were, 8 and 10 years older than me. So they had a Beatles like cassette, and it was like 63 to 66 greatest hits, and then another one that was like 67. That like it was like the early part of their career, and like there was like a double cassette kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'd throw that on and listen to it every once in a while because it was it was there, but it was all their hits. Like it wasn't any of the stuff on the records.
Right.
So I was.
And that's still on the record.
I didn't listen to the rest of the Beatles. Like that was all the hit Beatles songs.
Right.
So like I know all of those by heart because they were all on there.
Yeah.
But I never listened to the albums until Apple Music happened.
Yeah.
And then on Apple Music they like put all the Beatles records on there, and when they did that I was like, oh cool, I've never like actually listened to Abbey Road all the way through. I've only heard like the 3 songs that get played on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I would do that. I did that. I I was in a whole Beatles phase. Some people.
And that's kind of fun to do.
Some people have a Beatles phase, and
yeah. Godspeed You Black Emperor was my big phase. Yeah. I gotta go back to
lately. I've been in like some strange phases. It's like it's been all over the place with what. But Tyler Childers has kind of been my like phase this like month.
Right.
This month I've been in a Tyler Childers phase, which is good.
I gotta say I was blown away by another person who I have never heard a song of, and Jason Rogers was like, dude, you're gonna love this guy, man. He's great. And he headlined Picking in the Back was Arlo McKinley.
Oh yeah,
and I
he's good.
sat right there and stood right there in front of the stage. Dude, just blew me away, man. He's outstanding, and of course he had a John Prine T-shirt on. He was playing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, man.
Well, the funny thing is,
So,
somebody who's one of my, Facebook fans or whatever, I like went on there, I don't know, just one day I was like, hey, I want request some cover songs. I'll make one and put it on,
Yeah.
just for fun. And somebody was like, anything from John Prine, and I was like, oh, dude, I don't know any of those.
Yeah.
And so I went and just because I was trying to honor the whole, the whole thing, right? Like it's not like you're actually obligated. It's Facebook.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll figure something out. So I started playing through them, and there's one called "I Remember Everything." That's like one of his last songs that he put out, and I was like, I like this one the best.
Yeah.
And just randomly playing 30 seconds of all of them,
right.
and so I learned that one, and
Nice.
and if you go scanning through my Facebook page to wherever that thing was, you can actually watch me play a John Prine song.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the ether.
Well, I have and you're like me, where we like original songs, we play original songs, we do it for ourselves, less for the people kind of sometimes. And my response to whenever somebody tells me to play a song, I'll play Tom Petty, I always go, Tom Petty's songs. Okay. Not no disrespect to Tom Petty or anything, that's just my natural response. And so I was playing Books and Brews South when it was there.
Yeah.
And I had a couple people from my family there, and there's just one guy, dude looked good, nice style, whatever, and with my style of music, he just goes, you know any John Prine? And I go, oh man, John Prine sucks. And the guy goes, stands up and walks out of the bar. And I'm like, God dang, I better start listening to some John Prine. So, but it's almost, the other thing is,
It's totally really off. I love it.
It's the only guy that's really listening. So I stopped doing that, but I also, it's kind of one of those things where there's so much good music out there that I am also saving part of it. Like, I can't wait to go through my, like you said, phases. I'm going to go through a John Prine phase. I don't have
certain of it.
I don't have the time yet with my 2 kids around.
There's nothing, there, you know, like,
I guess maybe I should,
like, you know, like I said, I went through and listened to like parts of a whole bunch of them because I was trying to pick out one to cover. Yeah. And I was like, you know, this one sounds the most like something I would play. Right. Yeah. You know, that's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for like his most popular song or any of that. I was kind of looking for one that I was like, which one of these is one that I would play? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love, you know, Jason Isbell. Is one of my faves, right? He and John Prine were like friends, right? Like, and I heard him tell a story about John Prine where he was talking about that he realized that he had used a couple of phrases in one of his songs that was like basically just stolen from a John Prine song, and so they're having dinner, and he says, you know, I got to tell you this, and I'm ashamed of it, but like, I want to apologize because I took. He's like, I stole a line from one of your songs. He's like, which time? Yeah, that seems cool. He seemed really cool. He was like, there's more than one. Yeah, yeah. And I've seen him a couple times. I guess I listened to John Prine on Tiny Desk. Do you watch Tiny Desk a lot? Yeah. My favorite Tiny Desk is Olivia Rodrigo. Oh, really? Yeah. And this is like mind-blowing to me because it's not like I would be the target audience generally for Olivia Rodrigo, right? and I hadn't really listened to her music at all, and I was just like scanning through Tiny Desks, and she did like one recently, and it's like the song Vampire is on there, and I fell in love with that song on Tiny Desk, and then I started listening to it like in my playlist. Yeah, she's got some good stuff. I mean, it's like that one is so good because the recorded version of her is incredibly polished, and hearing her play like raw in there, you just hear how much talent. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to tell sometimes how talented somebody is when they play, you know, pop music because it's covered up with a lot of whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. But like seeing her play on the Tiny Desk with her band and everything, it was just like, oh man, like, you know, just exuding talent. And that was really cool. My favorite, I gotta answer this, maybe you said yours, my favorite Tiny Desk is this band called Sing Sing from... I haven't seen that. Oh man, I want to say South Korea. Sing Sing? I'll look for Sing Sing. Yeah. It's not Vietnam, I want to say South Korea, and so just these 3 women up there, you're gonna dig it, dude. I'm gonna send it to you, actually. Oh, send it to me. Yeah, then I won't forget. Get yourself settled. It's my favorite thing. I show all my students that every year, and it blows them away. It's cool, man. So you ready to do something? You playing some music? Heck yeah, man! Excited. All right, man. Thanks for being on the show. It was great to have you out here. Go kick some butt. Right on. Thanks. All right, we'll see you later. See ya. All right, so we're gonna finish up the show tonight with the one-man band that is Matthew Marcelle. Rocking the dance.
you. Bloodshot eyes and a white shark tooth. Beast that shines as mean as me. On my mama's house ain't till the next street. Black kids with torn up jeans. Every one of them knows that piece. The ball like thunder and the light from hell. Teach these kids how to run. Go. Every time I try to say it, I feel like I get stuck. Tried to tell my woman in the morning, she said, motherfucker, please stop calling me. I said, whatever, I'm better off without her. Now that I got $1 million, and it's burning in my head. Spend it on whatever. I'm heading north to Michigan. I may not be the best songwriter in Indiana, but I'm the best songwriter that wears these hats, my God. This song's about riding your bike home from Texas. Not this part. I have a bicycle painted black and red to cover up the chrome, and I worked on my bicycle till my fingers bled again and again, and rode it home. So weird, I can't wear to cover the cross. And when I ride my bicycle, it takes me home. Thank you all so much.
Moonshine and Music is produced by Joe Shelton. Our cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. Artwork by Bailey Shelton. Production crew, Patrick Zabriskie, Ray Hoskins, and special thanks to the Owens family. Also thanks to the H.J. Ricks Center for the Arts, Tony Seiler and Heather Warren staff for all of their assistance in our National Road Music Series shows. Moonshine and Music is copyright 2025, all rights reserved. Hope to see you next time on Moonshine and Music.